Hello and welcome to Lesson 8. Today, scholars will write equations for arithmetic sequences and write sequences from the equations. So how can an equation model an arithmetic sequence? So a couple things you need to know is what are the parts of the equation. So you see a sub n. A sub n stands for the nth term. The nth term just means any term. So this is just any term. We use the n to stand for an unknown number of terms. A sub 1 is the first term. So in a sequence, the very first number is written right there. N is the number of the term. So in the sequence 1, 3, 5, 7, this is the fourth term. It's just the number of the term. And then D is our common difference. How much are we adding each time? So we can use this to write our equations this way. So the first thing we have to figure out is, what is the first term? In this sequence, the first term is 4. What is the common difference? So remember, to find the common difference, we do the second term minus the first term. So 6.5 minus 4. Put that in your calculator, you get 2.5. You can double check, do 9 minus 6.5, you'll get the same number. So my common difference is 2.5. So when we're writing this, we have a sub n equals, a sub 1 is our first term, so we'll put the 4 there, plus n minus 1, that doesn't change, times 2.5. Oftentimes they will distribute the 2.5 and simplify the equation. So in this case, if I distribute the 2.5, I get, make this a little bit smaller real quick, so I can write. So in that case, I will get a sub n equals 4 plus 2.5n minus 2.5. I can then combine the minus 2.5 with the 4 and get a sub n equals 4 minus 2.5 gives me 1.5 plus 2.5. Ooh, that was messy. 2.5n. And that would be our final equation. So let's look at these. Once again, we're looking at our first term. So this one is a sub n equals, our first term is negative 12, plus n plus 1 times, our common difference here, I can see negative 16 minus negative 12 equals negative 4. So times negative 4. And if I decide to simplify it, a sub n equals negative 12 minus 12 minus 4n minus 4. Negative 12 minus 4 gives me a sub n equals negative 16 minus 4n. You can leave it in this first notation. Just make sure that if you have a negative number, you put it in parentheses so you can tell it's not a subtraction. Let's look at this next one. Here my first term is 2. So I have a sub n equals 2 plus n minus 1. And in this case, I'm adding 3 each time. So times 3. So I get a sub n equals 2 plus 3n minus 3. Well, 2 minus 3 gives me negative 1 plus 3n is my final. This is a sub n. Okay. So let's look at this. What if I'm given the equation and I'm asked to write the terms? In order to do this, this should be an n. Sorry. That should be an n, not a d. So that should be an n. So write the first 5 terms. If I put a 1 in here, I have 12 plus 4 times 1 gives me 16 as my first term. And then I know if I change this 1, I'll just erase it real quick. and change that 1 into a 2 to find my second term. Well, 4 times 2 is 8, so I have 12 plus 8 gives me 20 as my next term. I can see, I know that my common difference is right here is a 4, so I just keep adding 4. 24, 28, 32. That's the first 5 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the dot dot dots. What is the 50th term? In order to find the 50th term, all I'm going to do is take this. I have a sub n equals 12 plus 4 times 50. I can put that in my calculator. 4 times 50 is 200 plus 12 equals 212 is the 50th term. It's that simple. Let's look at one last time and try it one more time. Again, this d should be an n. So write the first 5 terms. So if I put in 1, I have 3 minus 7.5 times 1 gives me negative 4. So I have negative 4. And I can tell that my common difference is negative 7.5. So my next number is going to be negative 11.5. My next number, minus 7.5, is negative 19. My next number is going to be negative 26.5. And negative 34. What is the 200th term? So I definitely don't want to have to sit there and write this out until I find the 200th term. So I'm going to do 3 minus 7.5 times 200. And I'm really just going to put that in my calculator. When I put that in my calculator, I get 3 minus 1500. And when I do 3 minus 1500, I simply get negative 1497. And that's my 200th term. Okay, so take some time and work on your classwork and your IXL, and I will see you in class.